We got a lot of lettuce hands and paper hands that are just quite bored. You know, it was very, very, very exciting for a long time. We had 7 straight months of up, 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 up until April when we came back down, and we just started May. It could be because April soured, I don't know, a lot of these new people that came into the market, and they're bored and they're deciding to sell out right now because they don't know what's coming next, right? We got retail investors that are panicking, yet the big boys, the whales, the institutions are loading up. This is a Google search interest for the term crypto. It is lower now than when Bitcoin was at 20,000. Again, showing that retail interest, retail investors are very, very low this cycle. Very low this cycle. Can you imagine being more bearish now at 62,000 Bitcoin versus 20,000 Bitcoin? It's 3 times higher, yet the interest for crypto is lower. Take a second to think about that, okay? That's the unfortunate thing, and that's why memes are so hot right now, because most people out there, they're not searching, okay, at least the retail people, they're not really searching for the next L1 or L2 or hot dApp to invest in. They're looking at memes specifically, right? And the institutions are looking at Bitcoin. So that's kind of like the weird thing that's happening this cycle. It's actually quite weird. But nevertheless, they will FOMO in. When things start moving up again, that's when retail FOMOs in, and unfortunately, that's usually the wrong time to be buying. Right now is the time to be buying. Anytime we're low, or you could argue, just DCA over time, set a schedule and forget about it. Here's another key indicator that points to a period of calm in the crypto market. Okay, you could also say it's just boring, I guess, so to speak. It's the same. But like I said, these big boys are still loading up. Mr. 100 bought 500 Bitcoin yesterday. Out of the blue, he bought more than what was produced. There's only 450 being produced per day. He himself bought 502. Just think about that. Okay. So basically everything new that are set to be mined or found by the miners are already spoken for. There are no new Bitcoin. You're not going to get your hands on any new Bitcoin. Either Mr. 100 or the miners or Robinhood or Coinbase, they're going to be buying it. And remember, PayPal also, Cash App, we have a lot of fintech companies that need Bitcoin too. So there are no new Bitcoin. They're already spoken for, so to speak. So everyone's fighting for what exists, and there's not that much to go around. I think that's the main key that most people miss. They just don't realize that there isn't that much Bitcoin to go around. There's not even enough for every millionaire in the world. Here's another telling chart. Supply being held by entities with balance of 100 to 1,000 Bitcoin. So I would say that's whale territory. That's quite a lot. And do you see the difference there? Do you see ever since March until now, April, do you see how that just skyrocketed upwards? That tells you something. That tells you something big is around the corner. In fact, it's been trending upwards even more with Bitcoin's price coming down, because this is the time to be loading up, right? It is actually not coming down. It's going up even more. So this is what I'm saying. The big boys, the whales, institutions, they're still buying. Unfortunately, it just seems like the lettuce hands, the retail investors, are not. And that sucks. The hash rate of Bitcoin, part of the growing fundamentals, is still sky high. Do you notice something? And I've said this before many times. Bitcoin's price always trails the hash rate and then it catches up. Look at it in 2020. When it caught up, Bitcoin's price was basically identical to the hash rate. But look at where it is now versus the price. You can make an argument that Bitcoin right now, if it caught up, it should be around $265,000 already. See, Bitcoin is the only crypto where the price trails the hash rate. It's the only one. Any other mineable crypto, it's the opposite, okay? But with Bitcoin, the miners know that this is the future. They're going to continue to mine. And the more they mine, the more difficulty goes up and the hash rate goes up. And Bitcoin, it always catches up. So just wait. Wait until Bitcoin hits that parabolic phase and starts moving upwards. And that's when it will catch up 1-to-1, just like it did in the last cycle. Look at 2021. Look at how closely Bitcoin's price followed the hash rate. It will catch up again. And that's when Bitcoin will be above 6 digits, 200, 300, 400, 500,000, possibly by the end of this cycle. So definitely not time to be getting out of the market. Okay. Last few things I'll show you guys about Bitcoin. From a TA perspective, well, this is looking like a giant bull flag. And sometimes, yes, in bull flags, you do trend down. In fact, I take that back. In every bull flag, you trend downwards because that's how you make a flag. That's the pattern. Okay, it's not sometimes you go down. Every time you go down, right? But the good thing about bullish flags is after you finally break out of the flag, that's when you hit a new level and continue upwards. Okay. Now, you may be wondering, well, what's the next level? Where are we going? Well, according to the order books of all the major exchanges, it's just really light volume. There's not a whole lot of orders until 70,000 plus. On Binance, you don't really see a lot of sell walls until 70,000 plus. And a lot of these, like Coinbase, for example, most of the big sell walls are around 75,000, right? So, if we just need a little push and we're back to 70,000 plus, that's what it looks like. And a little bit more push past 75, that's when we'll hit 80s and 90s like it's nothing. Because right now it just seems like most of it's stacked up around the 70 to 75,000 range. But when we break through that, get ready. We don't know where we're going to end up, right? We just need that little push, so that's probably where we will end up.